Hi guys, welcome to our channel. We have started a new series of movies reviews in which we will tell you about a movie, what's right and what's not in this movie. Today we will give a review on Beastie because there's a lot of demand to give a review on it. Friends must like our videos because it takes a lot of efforts to make a video. Was it a simpler time back in January when Beastie won the jury prize as the best documentary at the Sundance Film Festival? Maybe it was, certainly it was a time before the pandemic really comes to our shores, before life away now it a ground to a halt, before the George Floyd was killed and cities erupted, before a black and Asian woman became a major party presumed nominee for vice president. And in those times which really weren't so long ago or so innocent, maybe it was possible to see throughout the opening however of Boy State, meeting a group of 16 and 17 boys from Texas who are interested in government and not going at what you heard. But it's a little harder to do that only 7 months later with Boy State coming to Apple TV Plus on August 14. These days, to watch this would-be legislators assemble in Austin, Texas for the annual week-long exercise in mock government organization by American Legion is troubling unless you can get behind watching a group of teenagers, all male, almost all white, compete to see who can offer the staunchest defense of the Second Amendment and the most immaculate attack on abortion rights. Buzzwords often higher and John, the gist of what we hear is almost shockingly tone deep in this time, however can still get you where you want to go. The more we focus on race or gender, the less we see each other as individuals, and the privileged white boys apparent new battle cry, our masculinity shall not be infringed. Then again, the fact that you may will cringe at what you see and hear in Beastie does not make it a bad movie. In a way, what is done is comparable to American Factory, the film that won the Oscar for Best Documentary Features a couple of weeks after Beastie won Sundance. On paper, American Factory, a film about a Chinese factory taking over a closed American auto plant, seemed likely to show us how international cooperation could actually work in these troubled times. That turned out to be a lot tougher and more complicated than that, and to its credit, that film was as much about the failure of international ventures as the success. Going into a documentary about 1,000 boys from Texas working together to form their own government, you will probably think, at least I did, that it will show how maybe things don't have to be a device or as ugly as they now seem. But when it ends, depending on your mood and your political inclinations, you may well think that device and ugly are now inextricably backed into our DNA and that the politics are designed to find them and bring them out. Dirty tricks, negative campaigning, unchambered by facts, a knack to lust for power of any kind even if it's just symbolic, positions adopted out of opportunism rather than conviction, empty slogans deployed in lieu of actual reasoning, thinly discouraged sarcasm. Yeah, they're all here, and for the most part, one can only hope that these kids will either grow out of it or find careers somewhere other than politics. Director Jesse Moss and Amanda Amsiban, the overnighter, put an politics spin on the time-honored techniques used to cover big competition like this in film like Spellbound. Get a bunch of cameras, spread out, and follow a lot of different people, adjusting as you go and crossing your fingers that at least a couple of the people you picked will end up being significant players in what happens. The setting is the American Legion annual Boy State gathering in Texas, one of many organizations has been sponsoring around the country since 1935. There are Girl State gatherings too. The movie points out that Boy State include Dick Cheney, Crook Brooker, and the Rush Lambert thought from the look of the kids in the movie. Booker is definitely the outlier in that group, as is the one Brandy Broadway made in Boy State. The kids are randomly assigned to parties named the Federalist and the Nationalist and asked to come up with platform, choose a party chairman and flag candidates for office, the biggest of the which in governor. But the random draw and the fact that this is happening in Texas mean that you definitely won't get a liberal parties and the conversation parties, but rather to conversative parties who just use different buzzwords for their pro-life, pro-gun, pro-freedom platforms. And really, in the early going, it's all about those buzzwords. What do you stand for? Ask one delegate of Ban Palestine who announced plans to run for office. I stand for freedom, Palestine says. The first delegate smirks. Bold stand. Palestine is one of the central players in the film and a wheelchair-bound teen who is elected party chair of the fatherless, and whole initially inspiring story is somewhat tainted when we figure out that he's an opportunist hostile who specializes in a similar tactics. The chair of the nationalists meanwhile is Ina Otirio, one of the few black faces in the group. He seems pretty thoughtful and eloquent, which makes him an anomaly in a group that, when it comes time to introduce proposals in their mock state government, immediately comes up with nonsense like banning cargo shops and sending all British travelers to Oklahoma because we don't want them here. Is why state a joke? Asked Otiro. We should not be voting on stuff like this. This gets him boost, and after his also nexus a proposal to secede from the US, some of his party members launched a recall effort. The two main nationalist candidates to run for governor are Steven Gorza, an thoughtful Mexican-American teen who once made the mistake, a mistake to this group at least, of leading a San Antonio March for Gun Control, and Robert McDougall, whose slogan is a moral government for the people and whose campaign speeches consist of him yelling about guns, he's for them, and a version he's against it. Our goal is to introduce you every Hollywood movie and English TV series. We express your opinion in comments below and let us know how you like our videos. Share our channel and thumbs up on our videos. If you have liked this informative video, then press the below like button and encourage us. Thanks for watching.